the theme of the lesson is the relationship between the concepts of methods of teaching and educational technology. Educational technologies have several doubles with which they are confused. One of these doubles is a method of teaching. The technique of the subject is the theory of teaching a definite subject. The object is the methodology of school. Subject is the learning process of the particular academic discipline. The subject is the relationship and the interaction of the teaching and learning in teaching a specific academic subject. Studying different forms of this interaction, the technique development offers an interactive defined system of education influence. They find their concrete expression in the content of education, embodied in curricula, and the textbooks for each subject are implemented in methods, means, and organizational forms of education. In Greek language, technology is the doctrine of mastery. In wide conversational use of the term, technology is associated with a set of operations that are carried out a certain way and in a certain sequence to achieve the goal. In the content of this concept is embedded the idea of the necessity of optimization and the stimulating of processes and the continuous in various systems. The concept of educational technology made the way to the pedagogical science for several decades with the introduction of the technology into educational process. In the West, started talking about learning technology, linking it with its first technical means of education. Russian researchers have expanded the concept of education technology to the term educational technology, meaning by this substantial technique of educational process. The didactics is the theory of education in general. Educational technology is a specific evidence-based, specially organized training to achieve realistic goal of learning, education, and the development of the learner. On the one hand, the learning technology is the total of methods and the means of processing, representation, modification, and the representation of educational information. And on the other hand, it is the science of how the impact of teacher and the student in the learning process with the necessary technical or informational tools. The term educational technology is more accented than learning technologies because it implies the educational aspects associated with the formulation and development of personal qualities. Learning technology is a way of implementing the content of training provided for curriculum, representing a system of forms, methods, and means of teaching, ensuring the most effective achievement of goals. Pedagogical technology is a scientific design and a playback guaranteeing the success of pedagogical action. Pedagogical technology can be viewed as a system set and order of functioning of all personal, instrumental, and the methodological means used to achieve goals. The most important feature of pedagogical technology is its reproducibility to the level of the pedagogical process, corresponding training objectives and the activities that teacher and the student, their pedagogical outcome. This means that technology strategy can be equally effectively used in different classrooms and different teachers. Compare it with a training based on the techniques. Training with the use of technology has serious advantages. First, the core of the technology is a clear definition of the ultimate goal. In technology, the purpose is regarded as a the central component, which allows to determine the degree of its achievement more accurately. Secondly, the technology in which the objective is detached allows to develop objective control methods of its achievement. Third, the technology allows to minimize the situation when the teacher forced to go back to pedagogical improvisation in the search for an appropriate solution. And the fourth, in contrast to the previously used methodological lesson development focused on teachers and the types of activity, the technology offers the project of educational process, defines the structure and content of educational cognitive activity of students. Experiments with programmed learning showed that the design of the learning activity of students lead to a higher stability and success of almost any number of students. The main aspects in innovative teaching is the development of ability through education and the self-education. Innovative education includes personal approach, fundamentally creativity, the essentials and logical approaches, professionalism, the symbiosis of two cultures, the use of newest information technologies. The conceptual framework of innovation pedagogy is the assertion that the man is the self-developing system, because everything that one acquires from the outside, it flows through the consciousness and your soul. The necessity of transition to a qualitatively new level of organizing the educational process is determined by the fact that currently 70 to 80% of the information the student receives is not from teachers and not in school, but on the street, from parents, in the observations of the outside world, including media. A major drawback of modern schools is the blurring of goals as a global objective, often put forward as an ideal and harmoniously developed personality, which is inherently beautiful and attractive, but vague and unexplained. Matching learning objectives with the content of many programs in certain subjects shows that the goal remains declarative, and the authors do not refer to it in the selection of education material. Thus, the technologization of the learning technologization of the learning process requires first to formulate the idea in diagnostical purpose, the second to break with to active new diagnostical global goals into stages and determine diagnostical target for each of the stages of training. And pedagogic science claims that the purpose of training and diagnostical is the following condition are met. First, given so practice and definite description formed by the qualities, properties, abilities, experience that it is possible to accurately differentiate from any other. And the second, a diagnostic tool to objectively and ambitiously to identify the quality, proper skill, experience, to measure the level of development of or formation, to assess the level and compare it. The concept of technology is used in pedagogy in three ways. And the first is as a synonym, such a concept as a technique or a form of organization learning. Here, technology of written tests, technology of the organization of the group activities, technology communication, and etc. The second, as all use the specific pedagogical system of methods, means, and the forms by Davidov, the traditional technology of education, and so on. The third is the combination and the consequence of methods and the processes that allow to obtain a product with the desired properties. The education technology can be presented as technology of training and the technology of upbringing. The most significant science of pedagogical technology are the following characteristic: development of technologies for the specific pedagogical purpose. It is based on some theoretical idea, the alignment of technological chain of pedagogical action in strict compliance with the target having the form of a specific expected result. The next one is the element of education technology should be easily reproduced by any teacher to ensure the achievement of planned results for all students. The diagnostic, the next is the diagnostic procedure containing the criteria, indicators, and tools for measuring the results of activities. Another direction of education technology is the technology of teaching methods, the technology of construction of education process or learning technology. Technological understanding is a fully developed training program, include a complete set of teaching objectives, the selection criteria for the measurement and the evaluation, and the accurate description of the learning environment. All these corresponds to the concept of fully reproducible training set. There was a difference between the concepts of methods of implementation of complete pedagogical process and the technology of implementation of the pedagogical process. Method reveal mainly the content of the activity of the teaching, and in the implementation of some form of the educational work means that in which activities in the lesson, lecture, debate, and the technology covers a wider range of issues relating the activity of a teacher within the educational process as a whole, in the preparation for the class, during the classes, at the stage of analysis and the synthesis of their activities. Thus, the innovative pedagogical technology is strictly scientific designing and the exact reproduction, pedagogic action, including the assessment of the situation and formulation of teaching objectives, analysis and the diagnosis of the conditions of the problem, solution, prediction and design of ways of its decision, the planning of and organizing of practical solutions. And since the teaching process is based on the particular system of principles, educational technology can be seen as a set of external and internal, ensuring the success of actions aimed at consistent implementation of these principles in their objective relations. It's clear that any new pedagogical idea can be effectively solved only with the help of adequate technology implemented by the qualified professional teacher.